This presentation will describe how to conduct an information needs assessment. The strategy for performing this needs assessment contains 5 steps in order to objectively assess the informational needs of an individual or an organization. First, the decision maker must identify issues in which they will need to make decisions about in the near future. Second, the decision maker needs to list information needs regarding each decision. Third, a taxonomy must be created. Step 4 is to prioritize the information items based on a rating scale. And finally, a resource allocation plan will be developed based on these ratings. This simplified example will demonstrate the process. This hypothetical scenario involves a female who is a sophomore in college. This student has 3 decisions that she will need to make in the near future. She will need to decide whether or not to study abroad during her junior year, whether she should continue her education by attending graduate school after graduating, or if she should get a job, and finally, she will need to decide what to do this summer. Step 2 is to list the information needs of each decision. In regards to studying abroad, this student will need information about the course requirements she must fulfill in order to graduate, the cost of the program, the location of the program, and she will also need to take into consideration the choices her friends make about study abroad. When deciding her post-graduation plans, this student will have to take into consideration the job market at the time of graduation, the graduate schools in which she gets accepted to, the cost of school versus the salary she could be earning at a job, and the locations of schools and job opportunities. When deciding what to do this summer, this student will need information about what her friends plan to do, the opportunities available to her in DC versus those available at home, the cost of living, and the opinion of her family. The next step is to collate all of the information needs so that each need is only listed once. The student then rated the importance of each information need for each decision on a scale from 0 to 7. A 0 represents an item that has no relevance to that particular decision, while a 7 represents an item that is very important. In addition to the student's ratings, an expert also provided ratings for each decision using the same scale. The expert's ratings are in the right-hand column of each decision, whereas the student's ratings are on the left side. The ratings were then used to create an average and a range for each information need. The average was calculated by averaging each rating provided by the student and the expert for all of the information needs. The range represents the difference between the highest rating and the lowest rating for each particular information need. The top chart illustrates that information needs with a high average rating of importance and a small range of ratings are essential information that must be collected immediately because they apply to all issues. Information needs that have high average ratings of importance, as well as large ranges, are items that are considered to be of rapid priority and pertain. After analyzing the data, it is obvious that some of the information is of high importance and needed to make all decisions, whereas other information is only needed to make some decisions. Cost and the opinion of the student's family are essential information items, while the course requirements of her program of study are of little importance when making these decisions. Friends' choices and the job market are important on most issues, and a method for data collection should be devised now. Location and grad school acceptances are important for making some decisions, and this information should be gathered when needed. Through this information needs assessment, it has been possible to determine what kind of information this student will need to make important decisions in the future. It is important to note that this process is able to distinguish wants from needs so that the decision maker can focus on the most important information when making his or her decisions. In addition, this process is very thorough because it takes into